This is a story about bravery, love, and the magic of friendship. It's a tale of adventure where courage knows no bounds. If you like the stories we tell, show us your support by leaving a like. And without further ado, let's begin. In a small village nestled amidst rolling hills and sparkling rivers, lived four little heroes. There was Yaman, a bright and curious 5-year-old boy who was loved by all for his kindness and leadership skills. Beside him stood Hader, his 2-year-old younger brother. Hader was known for his bravery and fearlessness. Despite his young age, he had a heart full of adventure and a spirit that refused to be tamed. Sham was just 8 months old, the youngest of the bunch. His laughter echoed through the village like the tinkling of bells, and his eyes sparkled with innocence and wonder. And then there was Wed, the spirited 4-year-old cousin of the brave Yaman. She was full of cheer and cleverness, always ready to lend a helping hand or to join in on an exciting adventure. But this close-knit group of heroes was about to become a little bigger, because there was a 5th hero living among them, though he wasn't yet born. Sometimes, when the little ones played, they would hear a gentle voice whispering to them from inside his mother's belly. Yes, it was the voice of Wed's little brother, who could unwait to join his family's adventures. One beautiful afternoon, as these 4 heroes were playing near the Whispering Woods, a sudden gust of wind caught a small, intricately detailed golden map that was fluttering in the sky. It swirled and twirled until it landed right in front of the awestruck children. Yaman, ever the inquisitive leader, picked up the map and exclaimed, "Wow! Look, everyone! It's the map of the Golden Mountain!" Wed, with her adventurous spirit, couldn't help but ask, could it be real? Could there really be a Golden Mountain? A mischievous grin spread across Hader's face as he puffed out his chest and declared, "I'm ready if it's an adventure we seek." The little ones gasped in surprise. To their astonishment, Sham, the youngest, who usually gurgled and babbled, suddenly uttered, "I'm ready too," much to the amusement of his elder companions. Wed, her eyes sparkling with excitement, said, "Then let's go find this Golden Mountain." And as they turned to leave, a sweet and gentle voice whispered, "Don't forget me." The children looked around, puzzled, until Wed broke into a wide smile and said, "That's my little brother. He wants to come with us." Yaman nodded, his eyes shining with understanding. "Of course, we'll bring you along, little brother. After all, we're a team." With renewed determination, they set off towards the Whispering Woods, eager to discover what treasures awaited them at the top of the Golden Mountain. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the playful chatter of the children echoed through the trees. Sunlight streamed down, dappling the ground in patches of light and shadow. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the sound of bird song. They walked hand in hand, their small figures dwarfed by the towering trees that seemed to form a green cathedral over their heads. Hader, ever the protector, walked closely beside Yaman, clutching his hand tightly. "Don't be scared, Yaman," he whispered, his voice full of concern. Yaman, though just a year older, understood his brother's fears and squeezed his hand reassuringly. "It's okay, Hader! We're together!" Wed skipped ahead, her laughter ringing through the woods. She turned and called back over her shoulder, "Come on, slow pokes. The Golden Mountain won't wait for us forever." Her words were like a spark that ignited a playful competition between the brothers, and they quickened their pace, eager to catch up with their cousin. After walking for what seemed like hours, the trees began to thin, revealing a sight that made the children's jaws drop in awe. Before them lay a rushing river, its waters sparkling like 1,000 diamonds in the sunlight. The river was wide, its current strong, and the only way to cross was on an old, rickety wooden bridge that spanned its width. But upon closer inspection, they saw that the bridge was broken, its planks loose and hanging precariously over the raging waters below. Fear flickered across Wed's face, and she whispered, "How will we ever cross?" Just then, a soft voice spoke up, seeming to come from beneath the bridge. "Look under the rocks, my dears. There's a big wooden plank hidden there. Use it to fix the bridge, and you shall pass safely. The children looked under the bridge, and sure enough, they saw a large wooden plank wedged between the rocks. With newfound hope, Yaman knelt down and said, "All right, let's work together to fix this bridge." Working as a team, they managed to get the plank out from under the bridge and use it to repair the broken sections of the walkway. When it was time to cross, they held on to each other for support, their small bodies huddled together for warmth and safety. One by one, they stepped onto the makeshift bridge and slowly made their way across the raging waters. On the other side of the river, they emerged from the woods and found themselves standing at the foot of a tall, dark mountain. As they started their ascent, the trees thinned and the path became steeper and rockier. Panting and out of breath, the little heroes decided to take a rest. Wed sat down on a nearby rock and sighed. "I wish we could just fly to the top. This is taking too long." Just then, a gentle breeze brushed against them, carrying with it the faint glow of a nearby cave. Curious, the children got up and walked towards the light. Inside the cave, the walls were adorned with strange glowing symbols that seemed to dance and shimmer in the dim light. As they explored further, they came across a large rock monolith in the center of the room. Etched into its surface was a message that read, "The door will only open if the 4 friends work together." Confused, Yaman turned to Wed and asked, "What does that mean?" Wed pondered for a moment, then said, "It means each one of us is important. Each of our strengths helps us to overcome the obstacles." Taking a deep breath, Yaman placed his hand on the first symbol, followed by Hader on the second, Wed on the third, and even Sham pressed his tiny palm against the 4th symbol. As if awakened by their touch, the entire cave began to glow brightly, and the rock monolith split open, revealing a passageway beyond. Peeking inside, they saw a giant rock monster with glowing red eyes that seemed to come alive before their very eyes. The monster let out a loud roar, causing rocks to tumble down and dust to fill the air. Terror filled the children's hearts as they stumbled back in fright. "What do we do now?" Wed whispered, her voice trembling with fear. Yaman, ever the leader, quickly regained his composure and said firmly, "We won't fight the monster. We'll use our brains." Hader, always ready for action, grabbed a nearby apple and threw it towards the monster. The apple hit the monster's nose, causing it to sneeze violently. Startled by the loud sneeze, the monster froze, giving the children a chance to observe it closely. They noticed that the monster's features were actually quite comical, with its round belly, short, stubby arms and legs, and a pair of floppy ears that twitched nervously. Sham couldn't help but giggle at the sight, and soon enough, the others joined in. The monster, taken aback by their laughter, calmed down and relaxed its tense muscles. Just then, the gentle voice from before spoke up, pressed the heart on its chest. Wed, remembering the voice's instructions, walked forward and pressed a glowing stone on the monster's chest. As she did so, the monster let out a final shudder and then began to change. Its rough, rocky exterior softened, its sharp edges smoothed, and eventually it transformed into a peaceful-looking statue. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the children stepped out of the cave and found themselves on the very peak of the Golden Mountain. There before them lay a magnificent sight. A golden chest shimmered in the sunlight, its surface adorned with intricate carvings. Wed squealed with delight and rushed towards it, but Yaman stopped her. "Wait! We need to see what's inside first." Carefully, he lifted the heavy lid. But instead of gold coins or precious gems, the chest was empty. Disappointed, Wed asked, "Where's the gold?" The map said there was a golden mountain. At that moment, a message appeared on the empty velvet lining of the chest. It read, "The greatest treasure is courage, friendship, and family." Just then, a giant rainbow arched across the sky, enveloping the children in its vibrant colors. Wed looked up in awe and whispered, "Even my little brother, he's with us, isn't he?" A gentle voice echoed in their hearts. "Yes, I'm here with you. Let's have many more adventures together." Hand in hand, the little heroes began their journey back home, their voices echoing with laughter and joy. Yaman, the brave leader, walked in the lead, his head held high. Hader, the fearless protector, kept a close watch on his surroundings, ready to help anyone in need. Sham, the youngest of the group, skipped merrily along, his infectious laughter echoing through the valley. Wed, the spirited adventurer, raced ahead, her voice ringing out like a songbird, and the little brother's voice, filled with wonder and excitement, echoed through it all. The little heroes. Together they had faced their fears, solved riddles, outsmarted a monster, and most importantly, learned that the greatest treasure of all was their unbreakable bond of friendship and love. So as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the land, the 5 little heroes returned home, their hearts full of joy, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. The end.